before we go into the reaction video, because it's a woman that y'all sent me a video for that says that she was on her way to being homeless and she's a single mother. But before we do that, I want to get into this migrant crisis and spend a couple minutes on this.
Former President Trump has promised to launch the largest deportation operation in American history, and he has blamed the Biden administration for a historic number of illegal border crossings in recent years. But those crossings have fallen sharply since the Biden administration implemented new asylum restrictions in June. CBS News immigration reporter Camilo Montoya Galvez has more.
Hoy te deportaron de los Estados Unidos. You were deported from the U.S. today.
Sí,
this morning.
Hoy en la mañana.
In the morning. How are you feeling now? ¿Cómo te sientes ahora?
Pues estoy desesperado porque no sé qué voy a hacer.
You don't know what you're going to do.
We found that desperation is all too familiar in this border town, where scores of migrants are routinely turned away by the U.S.
We're in Nogales, Mexico. As you can see, the U.S. is just a few yards away in that direction. But for many of the migrants here behind me, it is now completely out of reach. They were deported just this morning from the U.S. under President Biden's executive order on asylum.
So, let's stop there. All right? Let's stop there and let's have a conversation. Yo, Biden, we appreciate you for finally getting up off of your slow butt. And whoever is controlling this country, maybe it's Kamala Harris, I don't know, because she said that she helps in the decisions. Thank you for finally closing off the borders and starting to get these people up out of here. Here's my question. Because every single time that I have a debate with somebody and I have to clear up, hey, listen, you didn't need a bipartisan deal that y'all say that Trump killed, that Kamala Harris is over there championing on her Democratic speech, on a national rally and all of that. And y'all saying that y'all now getting control of what was happening at the border. You didn't get no new funding. You don't have no bipartisan support. You don't have no new equipment. You didn't hire any more Homeland Security agents. But for some reason, over the last 2.5 months, we've been able to successfully stem the tide as far as the overwhelming amount of migrants that are coming into this country illegally. And we're also starting to deport them. So here's my question. Okay? Because I'm going to have a deeper talk on my vlog tomorrow morning about this. Here's my question. Why or what is the difference between now and 2023, which, by the way, is more than 2 to 3 years after all of the migrants that came in, the estimated 10 to 15 migrants that came in more than any other time in our lifetime. What is the difference between then, where you were seeking bipartisan support and trying to add in a bunch of stuff inside of that bill that included funding to other countries and these proxy wars that we're a part of? What is the difference between then and now? Why did we need bipartisan agreement in order for y'all to do in an executive order, which you should have been doing in the first place, and enforcing the laws that we already have on the books and making sure that we don't have people coming into this country illegally? Just curious. I'll wait. Because the only thing that the only thing that they could say in the first place, which they were wrong again, that people try to come in, well, he killed the bipartisan border deal, because they get their talking points from Kamala Harris at the Democratic National Convention. And because they didn't do their research and because they didn't actually read the bill, they don't know, right? And so, similar to what happened last night between that lady that was loud and wrong, what is the difference between then and now? Why the last 2.5 months have we been able to stop the bleeding, put a band-aid on it, and start to get these mother out of here? What is the difference between then and now? I don't understand. Anybody, somebody, somebody tell me why they got Juan Man and Jesus and Manuel is over there getting deported, and they saying, listen, man, we don't know what we supposed to do. You shouldn't have never came over here in the first place. You should have never came over here in the first place. That's the answer that I got to the people that say, Anton, don't you have compassion for the people that's trying to get over here? No, I don't. I think that other countries need to fix their own country, and it's not our responsibility to get involved in what it is that other people got going on. Because if you are going to get involved, then we need to fix the worst atrocities, and we need to fix what's going on over there in Sudan and the Congo, because we ain't got nothing to say about over there. I guess they ain't got enough of what we want in order for us to actually get involved with that. We listen, just yesterday morning, they had drone strikes that was literally hitting Russia, courtesy of Ukraine. We know what it really is. It's drone strikes that literally are tearing into the oil refineries and the oil plants that they have over there in Russia. Arms still getting chopped off over in the Congo. Genocide on a scale hitherto unknown is happening over there in Sudan. Children dying from malnutrition. Oh, so we can mind our business when it comes to the worst atrocities that happen in the world. But when it comes, and I'm not saying that we should participate or we should or we shouldn't, but what I'm asking is, what constitute for us to get involved in one conflict worldwide, internationally versus the other? And how are we able to stem the tide and control the border now? And we still don't have no bipartisan deal, but then y'all wasn't able to do so in 2023, and y'all fought Trump tooth and nail the entire time when he was trying to do more for the border when he was in office. Interesting.
That order has shut down asylum processing between legal entry points at the U.S.-Mexico border, allowing officials to ramp up deportations of migrants crossing illegally.
And so you see dozens of people, families with children, deported every morning.
Every morning. It's 24/7.
Dora Rodriguez crossed the U.S. border herself.
So the buses aren't used to now send them into the U.S. The buses is used to get them out of here when they cross over here illegally. Okay.
In the 1980s to escape the civil war in El Salvador. She comes to Nogales every week with other American volunteers to offer food and guidance to deportees in need.
You know, they don't even know where they're at.
They don't know where they are.
They don't even know where they are.
Should have never came over here in the first place. That sounds like a personal issue. We're going to do you the same thing that we do to these single baby mamas. That sounds like a personal issue. Go back to your baby daddy and go back to your country.
Or what to do.
Right. So we encourage them to go to the shelters, local shelters in this area, to get a bath, to take a good meal.
The Biden administration says the new measures are partly why illegal border crossings have hit a 4-year low. But according to Rodriguez, those policies mean people fleeing danger are being turned away.
They're fleeing violence from organized crimes, from gangs, hunger. So they're no criminals.
Hey, didn't Mexico just get a new female president? Didn't Mexico just get it? Hold on. I think Mexico just got a new female president. What's her name? Sheinbaum. Claudia Sheinbaum. She just was elected as Mexico's first female president in a historic. Y'all got a landslide. She made history. We covered it back in June. Remember when we was covering it on the Millionaire Morning Show back in June? For all of y'all that's been rocking with me for an extended period of time. Yeah, y'all got a new female president. Let her handle it.
You know, and they are yet punished.
Tell her to fix her borders, and them coming in through her borders in order to come in through our borders, and then we all can be happy. You fix your house. I often tell people on the record, Anton, what can I do for you? Anton, how can I contribute? The best way you can do for me is to do for yourself and pick up the stuff off of your own lawn. Listen, as long as you prevent them from walking on your lawn, they won't make a mistake and start to walk on my lawn because they don't know where the property line ends. Yo people is walking over on my lawn, so now I got to put a bigger fence up so that they don't walk on my lawn on our property line. You know what I'm saying?
Our laws. These people is traumatized for a lifetime.
You wanted to protect your daughters. Querías proteger a tus hijas.
Rosales and her daughters had been deported that morning. She says her family fled their hometown in Mexico after a man started harassing her daughters.
Quería darle la explicación.
Call the police. Call a Mexican Telemundo. What's Telemundo? Is that television? Call the policia. Policia. Call the Mexican policia. Oh, so your baby daddy started getting at you. You better go and get some. Hey. We hold women accountable over here in the United States of America for being with the wrong man. Call the policia and let them handle it. Call Claudia. Claudia gonna handle that.
You wanted to explain to U.S. officials why you came. Pero no te
Federales.
dieron
That's
esa
right.
oportunidad. You
No,
did not get that chance.
nada.
Are you planning to potentially enter the U.S. again?
Yep.
Sí,
Yes,
por mis hijas,
because of your daughters.
por mis hijas. Arriesga uno por su
Pero
familia
te
todo.
pueden deportar otra vez. They can deport you again.
Lo sé,
You know that.
lo sé. Pero hay veces que hay que arriesgar todo.
You're willing to take that risk.
A risk many will still take, despite
Call the Mexico policia. Call the federales. Call the Telemundos. Whatever it is that you gotta call. But we not having it over here in the United States of America unless Kamala Harris win again. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, some of the ones that are already over here, the illegal migrants, they waiting at the bus stop with your kids.
Parents in California say a group of 20 migrants tried to board a school bus that was picking up young children. Nicole Cardinale is a mother of one of those children who was on the bus, and she joins me now. Can you just tell us exactly what happened?
Yes, so a couple mornings ago, my son was on his way to school and a neighboring bus stop. There were 20 illegal immigrants that did try to attempt to board his bus I assume, back to San Diego City.
So they were looking for transportation more than anything else, but I guess the kids were scared to death, right?
Oh, yes.
All buses are the same over there. Listen. They don't care nothing about you. You know what they focus on? They got to get to where they got to go to. And as long as that bus look like a bus, they don't care if it's yellow. They don't care if it's a city bus. We getting on these buses. I don't care if it's a bunch of kids over there. Listen, your kids ain't safe. You know how we used to be able to send our kids to the bus stop and they can get on the bus? I used to walk to the bus stop every morning and catch the bus downtown in order to go to school. Now, these is little kids. I used to walk to and from school every single day. When I was in middle school, I walked to school. When I was in high school, I had to catch the bus to school. And sometimes when I was in elementary school, we walked to school. It was safe enough for us to do so. We was cool with it. Maybe it wasn't safe enough for us to do so, but we definitely did it. We stayed in groups. We chilled. When I got to high school, we did what we had to do. I would catch the bus. It would take me a little more than 35 minutes in order to get to school downtown. And we made it happen. We made it shake. Same thing for Rita. Rita used to catch the bus from Joy Road all the way to school downtown. She never got dropped off. She caught the bus to school. Then straight from school to work. Since she was 15 years old, she would catch it up to McDonald's. And then after our shift ended, sometimes her mother would pick her up, or sometimes she would catch the bus back home. That's just the way that it was. We had to get it out the mud. Now your kids is fighting with illegal migrants in order to get to and from where they got to go. So be very, very careful. Biden said that he's getting tougher on crime, even though they don't have a bipartisan agreement. Somehow they're able to get the border closed off for them to get themselves together. Let me read it.